It's great. Buff Nation, what's going on? Thanks to all who joined me and Russ for the whole play-by-play. The game kind of flew by, man. Really, really happy to see Julian perform. Obviously, not a perfect game, but at least we saw effort this time from CU in the second half. They fall to West Virginia 29-22, and honestly, a game that I thought was going to be a lot more of a blowout. So, yeah, Russ, what were your first thoughts on the game? Julian Lewis's performance, everything, man. I think that there's a lot to be encouraged by despite the loss.
Yeah, I mean, going into that game, knowing that you didn't have Jordan Seaton, you're missing both your tackles, and you're running with a really kind of hodgepodge offensive line. I think it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
That's an absolute positive for it. That is something you got to take into account no matter what the final score was. And Julian Lewis's final stat lines, 63% completion, 299 yards. He got the 300 pretty much. Two passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, with a broken offensive line on the road in Morgantown, West Virginia. Come on. Come on. That is as good as it can get right there for his very first college start, Dave. So we definitely have bright things to look forward to. No more bowl game. So now the question becomes, is Julian Lewis burning his red shirt to finish out the season? I think he is, because I think he just needs to be the face of this franchise and this program moving forward.
Yeah. Again, it was reported, I guess Coach Prime spoke earlier before the game and said that they're expecting him to start the rest of the season. I wasn't aware of this until I was watching Brian Howell at a Munster Tiger earlier this week, but Brian was saying how he feels like this redshirt thing is going to go away pretty soon, and it's just going to be 5 years for 5 years of play. So the redshirt likely won't matter during Julian Lewis's career. So that makes sense to why he still might play through the rest of the season if they foresee that going away. But man, let's get into Julian Lewis's performance. That's the story. Man, I was so happy with just the poise that he had in the pocket, the decision making. I think, again, as a true freshman, I think it was absolutely fantastic. The accuracy on the deep throws. Yeah, Russ, talk a little bit more in detail and maybe some plays that really stuck out to you in this game.
Pocket presence, pocket presence, pocket presence. Like, that is the name of the game with Julian Lewis. Night and day different from Caden Salter and what he provided. I saw some people in our live chat saying that Julian Lewis bailed from some pockets. Like, you cannot tell me that he bailed. Like, he bailed when he needed to bail. Like, that was an absolute masterclass of pocket presence with, again, a put together offensive line that literally got put together before this game. So the fact that Julian Lewis was able to do what he did, the number of times that he stepped up in the pocket, moved around, different players in the pocket, stayed in there, the footwork, Dave, absolute masterclass, always with his feet pointed the way they're supposed to so that he could throw the ball down the field. He threw maybe one bad pass the entire game, and even then it wasn't that bad of a pass. It was kind of in a place of where only his guy and the other guy could maybe catch it, but it was fantastic, Dave. Absolutely masterclass performance from Julian Lewis as a freshman, and not only a freshman, Dave, a underage freshman. Can we not always point that out? That Julian Lewis should be a senior in high school right now, and he just did what he did on the road in West Virginia. Absolutely fantastic game by Julian Lewis.
Man. Yeah, he played great. I mean, those deep ball throws to Amari Miller down the sideline were fantastic. He had a handful of third down conversion throws as well, which is huge. There were a couple to JoJo Williams that were just, absolute money. His touchdown throw to Joseph Williams was great too, just hanging in the pocket, allowing, understanding where his receivers are going, throwing with anticipation. That was also wonderful to see. So, yeah, again, I think it's very clear Julian Lewis passing the eye test right now. Again, it's not necessarily about wins and losses right now, although you do want to get the win, but you wanted to see the flashes, the promise, and the energy was better today. We saw this team come together, play harder. still lacking in execution.
Yep.
Still we can nitpick some different things. The timeout from Prime at the end of the game was inexcusable. There were some questionable defensive calls. And I think Brett Bartolone overall called a good game. There were some calls, obviously, that you'd want to have back. But again, not the most disciplined team. What came back to bite us was the blocked punt safety, the mixed extra point by Mata.
The fumble.
That put us down at an advantage. Yeah. Omari Miller, his fumble, that we had opportunities to win the game, which is disappointing. But yeah, I doubt much of that stuff's going to change until we see who changes on the coaching staff.
Yeah, and defensively, the other thing too, Tafik Bayard not being in that game the first half, we saw what kind of explosion he had in the second half, and in only one half of play was probably one of the defensive players on the defensive side of the ball, firing off the line, making tackles, making plays. He causes the tipped ball by the quarterback that gets intercepted, which allowed Colorado to go down and score at the other end. So absolutely some great things. And guys, guess what? Tafik Bayard has multiple years of eligibility left. He's coming back. Mm-hmm. The biggest bright shining moment from the defense. London Merritt, also unbelievable game. Had some amazing plays on the defensive side of the ball. Freshman. When you look at this team and you look at who balled out, Joseph Williams with a touchdown, Omarion Miller with a touchdown. A majority of the guys that are coming back for this program are the guys that are making plays right now. This is we talked about it, Dave. This is a retooling offense, a retooling team heading into this year. I wish we had gone full rebuild and gone with Julian Lewis from the get-go and just lived with whatever happened and lived with the hiccups.
We might have been bowl eligible had we done that.
Yeah, but even if we're not, had we known this was what was going to happen, you go with Julian Lewis no matter what. And I think that that's an absolutely massive thing to take away from this as well, is that the team's moving in the right direction. We've got the momentum on our side going into next year. And I guarantee that this is going to be a boom for recruiting and the portal heading into next year, knowing that Julian Lewis is leading this team.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. We do have a strange super chat here for $5.
Didn't watch the game, I guess.
Yeah. Cape Crusader, Coach Prime should be embarrassed. Another L. This team cannot even score more than 25 points anymore. The whole coaching staff needs an overhaul. Sadness. Did you watch this game? Working with patchwork, offensive lineman, a true freshman.
I don't know.
His first star on the road, dude. What the hell are you talking about? An embarrassment. We fought hard. What was embarrassment was the last two games when our team quit. We didn't win, but I'm not embarrassed about this effort at all. What the hell's wrong with you?
And I will say this, Dave. After those two performances, for the team to put on a performance like this where they didn't give up and the guys actually showed heart, they could have given up after those two games and just continued what they did the last couple weeks. I get what people want to say. I've already seen several comments of you lost to a 3-win team. We're a 3-win team. That's not the point.
Yeah, man. I
understand. We were a bad team heading into this. We just lost 2 weeks in a row by 40 plus points. What do you expect?
Yeah, man.
We're on the road. We were underdogs. Vegas had us a 7-point underdog in this game.
Yeah. To me, man, that's insane, man. I'll call the team out when I feel like they're giving bad effort. And again, we know what we are at this point, and that's a bad football team.
Yeah. Across the board, we do not have the players or the coaching.
Cape Crusader. You can keep sending your super chats, but we're only going to spend a minute on this. But we're 3-7. That's embarrassing. No bowl. It's been a disappointing season. But again, I don't know if you were expecting a win in this game after the performances that we see in the last couple of weeks, man.
Dave,
I don't know what team you're watching. We saw improvement today, and I'll take that.
What did you and I say going into this game? Did we not predict we were going to lose this game? We predicted we were going to lose this game by a lot worse than what we did. Yes. That's the funny part about this.
Yeah.
People quickly forget. Jordan, I
Williams,
appreciate you.
Bringing up a great $5 super chat saying, did you see Prime's interview? He said we missed and a lot of players returners in high school did better than most of the portal players besides Bayard. And let me go ahead and just read the stat line of some of these guys. Shout out to the offensive line. We had again, we had like 3 guys missing, but even with Julian Lewis's minus 39 yards, we still ended up with 51 rushing yards. I'll take it. But Draylon Miller, 10 for 42. Dallin Hayden, 10 for 34, but he did have a 24-yard long run. Omari Miller, 6 for 131 yards and a touchdown, had a 43-yard completion or catch. Joseph Williams, 3 for 64, 1 touchdown. He also had a 42-yard catch. Draylon had 4 for 37. Again, Omarion, good game. I'll say not great because of some of his penalties and, a costly fumble there and deep in West Virginia territory. But again, we saw him put together, I think, probably his best game of the year statistically. And shout out, hey, Ben Finiseth getting that fumble recovery there in the first half.
BDS.
Yes, BDS with a huge game, 4 solo tackles, a sack, a TFL. Who else we got? Tafik Bayard, 9 total tackles, 1 TFL. London Merritt, 2 TFLs, 3 total tackles. It was a great day for a lot of our young players. So it was awesome.
That's the key. Another super chat from FPSD for $5, and he's got a good one as well. But I would also like to quell his angst. If it wasn't for the trips,
if it wasn't for the transfer portal, I'd be super excited for next year. Hopefully CU doesn't lose too many. We'll have to see.
We're not going to lose anybody that matters, guys. That's the key. We might lose a few guys here and there that are out, but as far as like the main guys that are on this roster, Omarion, London, Alex, Juju, JoJo, those guys are all going to stick around. It's guys that have already quit on this team that'll be gone. I guarantee it.
I ain't going to miss any of the quitters. That's for sure. Or just flat out bad football players, but we got to be able, again, this is why I want the recruiting office blown out. I want pretty much most of the coaches gone. We need new talent evaluators. We got to hit in the portal. We got to hit high school recruiting hard. One silver lining to not being bowl eligible is hopefully we have Coach Prime in this program hitting high school recruiting a little bit harder in that extra week or two that you get because of the bowl. They're not going to be practicing or anything like that. So let's try to use that to our advantage, right? And hopefully get this class up to over 20 guys. I think, again, this was just very important for prospective players to just see the product. Again, we didn't have a lot of talent today. Some of our best talent was missing, such as Jordan Seaton, right? Such as Larry Johnson. But to see the fight, to see the moments of big plays put up. And again, dude, today's about Julian Lewis making his first college football start on the road. I don't care that it's a 3-6 football team. You're making the first start on the road to a team that just beat Houston. And he just looked the part, man. He looked the part. Sure, there's some things to change, but guys, this is so different. We're talking about an early declare true freshman versus a 5th-year senior, man. He looked so much more comfortable, so much more the part, and it was nice to see the team rally around, come together. And again, we don't have the best group of guys, but they didn't quit. And let's see what we can do next week against Arizona State. As long as you don't beat yourselves, you should be in every single game in the Big 12. We were in this game despite some mistakes. Some of that has to do with West Virginia. Some of that has to do with us just playing better, not quitting. But yeah, huge if, we can just limit the mistakes and bring the same effort next week at home, we should be right in there with that Arizona State game.
Yeah, no, exactly. We're going to compete. Again, I probably favor Arizona State because of what they've been able to do with Jeff Sims and what our defense does from time to time. But it's still going to be, again, about Julian Lewis feeling comfortable, getting to do what he can, hoping that Jordan Seaton's back next week. to help out with that offensive line.
Yep.
Anybody who's going to look at the box score and see how many sacks we gave up is not going to look at the full picture and know exactly what happened. And the fact that it was a completely just rotating of offensive linemen until we somehow got a functioning line. They still weren't great. I will tell you guys that if you watched. Julian Lewis did an amazing job navigating the pocket and finding balls downfield. That's all on him, guys. And so that's absolutely fantastic. Plus, it's a home game. So I'm excited to see what happens against Arizona State. And I if we pull out that win, I want to find those 3-7 people and really hammer home because, Arizona State is a better team than West Virginia, even without Sam Levitt.
I know, man. Hopefully it's not a Jeff Sims revenge game. We got Jordan Williams with another $5 saying, take OSU's method, pay the players in-house. Yes, build tradition and find 5 to 6 portal players. That's it. Yes, you got to keep your blue chip guys around.
Here's the key with that. The 5 to 6 portal players, we're not going to get only 5 to 6 portal players, but it's what I've been saying all season long. We need 5 to 6 impact players from the portal. We don't need every single guy from the portal to be a big part of this team moving forward. Okay. We're still going to have to add a lot because we're losing 38 guys, and you're not all of a sudden high school recruiting 38 guys to take all of those guys' spots. You need some transfer portal players to fill in the big spots. So 5 to 6 big impact players with maybe 3 guys that you spend a lot of money on. Okay. Trench and O-line. And then, the high schoolers are going to fill in from there. And we need to go hard with high schoolers right now and use the momentum from Julian Lewis's performance to say, hey, come be a part of what we're about to do because it's about to get big here with Julian Lewis.
I forgot, man. We don't play Arizona State for a couple of weeks. So hopefully that's the opportunity for everybody to be healthy, ready to roll.
That's a new benefit. So we should have our offensive line back. We should have a bunch of healthy players back.
Yeah, hopefully we come back from this bye a lot better instead of just self-destructing like we did a few weeks ago. But yeah, man, I don't know what else to say other than that. I'm incredibly happy with how Julian performed. He showed accuracy, he showed zip on the ball. He kept his eyes downfield even when scrambling. He did a great job for the most part when he faced pressure, getting out of those situations. And I think he made the offensive line look better too because he was getting rid of the ball pretty quickly as well. But he looked the part. And hey, credit to the offense, Brett Bartoloni, everybody, man. I was real scared if we were going to even put up points after that first quarter. So I'm glad that they were able to find some things that worked a little bit more throughout the game. So man, this is kind of a simple game, man. I'm real happy about how our young players played. The product looked better, obviously. Penalties, mistakes, bad clock management at the end of the game. It all kind of affects your ability to be in it right there at the end of the game to tie it or take a lead. But the only change I think that I want to see, aside from guys playing again because they're healthy from injury, is just, man, I'm done with Mata. But that's not gonna change, man. He looked horrible today.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But the young core came through. The young core did what they had to do on both sides of the ball. That makes me happy. That makes me excited for what we have going on, and we can be happy about that when you look at what's going on this team. So, that's what I like to see. And again, it's a loss. It's a loss. I don't care at this point because, again, the long shot to get into a bowl game was exactly that, a long shot. And the best thing we can say is at least we know what we're heading in the future, Dave. And it's not, if Julian Lewis goes in there and completely stinks it up and looks worse than what we had previously, can you only imagine, how we're sitting here thinking about this team? At least we have optimism with what's going on because of what Julian Lewis looked like today.
We didn't lose because of our quarterback.
Nope. We absolutely didn't. Nope. Because the safety, by the way, was on a punt. So again, if you're looking at the box score and you see a safety, you might say, oh, that's Julian. Nope. It was on a punt blocked. Omar Miller gets a great pass from Julian Lewis way down the field and gets punched the ball out. We miss an extra point by Mata on one of the touchdowns that Julian Lewis throws. We go through the plays that caused the issues. It was definitely not our freshman quarterback, which is crazy.
I know, man. I know. But yeah, hopefully we get a healthy offensive line here in 2 weeks. And again, I don't know if the lack of discipline will be fixed much with the wide receiver penalties and with special teams being a disaster all the time. We'll have to wait to the offseason, I think, for some of those changes. So, um, yeah. Michael Pollock, just disaster special teams.
Yeah, special teams not special today with a
Jason
blocked punt.
Phillips, man, I'm sick of these guys fumbling the ball. I'm sick of these wide receivers not blocking, getting holding calls, pre-snap penalties, man. That room is so undisciplined, and it's just because Jason Phillips talking to these guys like pros. Good to see them practicing blocking this week, though. I mean, I guess that was nice. It would be great to see them practice ball security as well in game.
And
that was killer, man.
The worst part about it, Dave, is we knew that was coming. I mean, literally, that is the West Virginia playbook. It should have been harped all week. Hey, ball security, ball security, ball security. West Virginia is going to try and punch it every time they tackle you. 2 hands. Forget the trying to get the extra yards. Take what you got. Hold on to that ball. Live to play another down. And the one time that doesn't happen, that's what ends up you seeing. So we're excited though.
Yeah. Russ, I'm just trying to think about anything else, man. I know we were live for like 3.5 hours, so we might keep this one a little shorter.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But I don't really, again, if you guys are just tuning in, Coach Prime said earlier today, it was announced that they're expecting Julian to start for the rest of the season. Again, I think that with the red shirt probably being eliminated soon, it's not going to matter at all. So that might go into the decision-making here for him to play. So we'll see what happens, but I can't wait to see what he looks like with another 2 weeks to prepare. Yeah, let's hope we don't send everybody home this week during the bye week, right? Yeah, all the players who quit last week, they can go, but we got a group that gave it everything today and played much better, and I'll take that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm loving what I'm seeing too from Julian Lewis and all his press conferences. I'm telling you guys, the future is bright with him. The future is bright. To be honest, Doge Step, I don't think it was that. Maybe it was in the last week or two, but at the beginning of the season, I don't think that was it. I think he truly did think that Salter was going to be the guy and wanted to go with the 5th-year senior. And unfortunately, that was the wrong mistake. That was the wrong mistake. That'll be the biggest mistake of this entire season, was thinking that Salter was the guy for this season whatsoever.
I mean, Prime did talk about it in one of his press conferences this past week, saying that he wants to protect him, and I think that is his logic, right? But I think it's very clear, man. He should have been playing at least a few games before, man.
He did not need that. And on top of that, Dave, I mean, you call protecting him playing his first start on the road at West Virginia.
Exactly.
No matter their record, guys,
week.
You don't understand how difficult it is to play in West Virginia on the road. Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how you can be disappointed with how this team has looked all season, with how they have blown leads, with how they have checked out so often. I think that this was, along with the Iowa State win, this is one of the better efforts that the team has given this year. Again, we're just not a good football team. We know that. This was all about Julian Lewis, and he is amazing. He is amazing.
We've got our appearance from our favorite new user, Dave. He's officially popped up in the chat at the very bottom. Who, by the way, is banned on YouTube right now. He just announced on Twitter.
Wait, who's banned on YouTube?
A certain person that you love, Dave. A certain person that you love.
Man, terrible, man.
No post-game show from them.
Got banned on YouTube?
Yep.
How?
He streams the games. Remember we talked about that.
Oh. Ooh, that's a bad one. Yeah, I can't stream the games. Ooh.
I think this is official, guys. We're just not talking about Salter again. Okay? That's it. Let's say it from now on, Dave. That quarterback shall not be named the rest of the season now after that performance by
Steven
Julian
Montez
Lewis.
is way better. All right, Russ. I think, dude, I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of the day, man.
Me too.
Yeah. We've been on here for like 4 hours. Let the people know what you got coming on your channel here soon.
I'm very interested to hear the Buffs fans sound off on Monday on the call-in radio show. Excited to hear from you guys. It's going to be a weird one because is it a crash out Monday after a loss when it was a loss like that and Julian Lewis played like that? I don't know. So I hope to hear and see you guys on Monday. Call in, phone in, let me know what's happening. Jay Sanders, you owe us money if he doesn't transfer. If you think he's that it's just done. So yeah, we'll hopefully do that on Monday. But yeah, that's all I got going on.
Oh, dude, great, man. Yeah, great. I guess we'll see if it's a crash out based on people's expectations, because I think both of our expectations are that we were going to get absolutely obliterated today. And but if you expected the Buffs to somehow obliterate West Virginia, I don't know what you were thinking, but it's going to be fun, man. I'll probably be back with a video tomorrow or Monday, just some more thoughts on the team. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Go follow Russ over there. What's your next subscriber milestone?
We're getting close to 6,000.
Incredible.
The last week has been amazing for subscribers. We are at 5,790. So we're about to hit 5,800. 210 away from the 6,000 mark. So if you guys are not subscribed on my end, feel free to jump over and hit that subscribe button.
Dude, beautiful. Oh, dude, how could we forget, dude? Taco Bell, dude. We need to.
Oh, that's right. We have to give him a shout out. Taco Bell, absolutely. Dave rocking the Taco Bell shirt, which, by the way, you can win one of these shirts on Mondays on my show if you call in and actually give a good take. We just gave away another one this past Monday. Julian Lewis, the man, the myth, the legend. Absolutely love it. But Taco Bell been an amazing partner this season. I just ordered a Buff box, which is about to show up my doorstep for my lunch. So if you're in Colorado, you absolutely should order your Buff box. On top of that, Taco Bell is such an amazing partner with not only us, but the program. They donated $500,000 to the Crawford Scholarship at CU that benefits athletes within the program. So can't wait. So excited. Happy to have them as a sponsor. Happy to have them sticking it out with us. But hey, your Buffs box sponsors all showing up. I wish Jordan Seaton showed up, but hey, get that Julian Lewis cup going, guys, because Julian Lewis absolutely tearing it up. So appreciate Taco Bell and go out and get your Taco Bell today.
Beautiful.
Love it.
And beautiful. Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell, for sponsoring the shows. Yeah, let's end this season on a high note, man. We got 2 games left against Arizona State, Kansas State. Depending on what goes on, maybe we do another stream of that, but we'll have to see. But guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. A lot of good football left today, and we'll see you guys next time. Go Buffs.
Go Buffs.